difficult to push down against a Ziggs. So they're really getting rid of Shifter's best wave clear champion, as well as one of his best champions overall.
True. We'll see how much CLG can do then in the mid game by the time you've got like an Athene Ziggs, what that would have done compared to what Shifter ends up getting here in the lineup. CLG taking their time with their bans though. They want to make sure that even if they did predict Coast's bans so far, that they're still happy with what they chose to do before. Lee Sin removed away, so Zion using another champion. I want to say though, Jax still open. That's a big one that I got to think about.
Nidalee and Jax were actually banned in pretty much every game, actually in the OGN quarterfinal match that happened last night, and Team Coast really thrives off both of those champions. Shifter's Nidalee is awesome, and Zion Spartan was really the first one to start taking Jax here in North America. Talked to Yen earlier in the back room. He said he was going to play Heimerdinger top lane. Then he smiled, and I said he's going to play Shyvana, and he's like, yeah, I'll play Shyvana. Because he's played it 16 times, but it's Jax!
Oh, they steal away the Jax. Now the question for me is, we typically see Renekton as a good lane counter to Jax. And
it's true.
Coast like, yeah, if we get ahead early in lanes, we'll be okay. And that champion's not banned.
This is awesome, actually. So Zion Spartan, even though he can play Renekton and it shuts down Jax fairly well, it's not his style. If he has to usually pick between the Renekton Shyvana things in top lane, he almost always goes with Shyvana. It's very rare that he ends up playing Renekton, but against Jax, I wonder what his options really are. That's a bold strategy by CLG, leaving that much stuff up, knowing that Coast was going to want to take Jax anyway, and then just swiping it away from him. Yen trying to diversify his champion pool.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. That's not the Nian sort of type of champion. He tends to play more of the tanky top laner type guys, so Coast going to make do with other lanes here. Thresh picked up for Daedream and LeBlanc there for Shifter, so maybe not quite as much wave clear, but certainly playmaking for the mid laner. Yeah,
last game of the regular season, Shifter started 10-0-2 against Cloud9 on LeBlanc. He is a formidable threat with that champion. It actually plays even better with the Thresh for added mobility with that Dark Passage, the Lantern, as they say. That's some powerful picks coming up from Coast. There's also an outside chance on the CLG side that it could be a jungle Jax.
True.
Most likely not, but just considering Yen's champion pool has been fairly limited and Jax is a new addition, there's always that chance that you could throw in the jungle Jax. It's gaining a lot of popularity around the world.
It's interesting, actually. I remember it was Doublelift talking in the video we just saw. He's like, yeah, you know, if Coast learned some more of those like meta champions, where like Zion was like the only guy playing Jax, and now like everyone's playing it, so it is a meta champion.
Yeah.
It's like, well, maybe they're just determining everything, and you guys should follow quicker. Who knows? The Lulu, though, Lucian also picked up there for CLG, so picking up a lot of comfortable champs for them.
Lulu, of course, had some decently sized nerfs in the 4.5 patch. 80 base damage was dropped off for health picks. You can also not put a pix on someone and get 2 glitter lances off. Yet she has still remained a decent priority pick, I'd like to say. Has not been getting first pick nearly as much, but can still provide a lot of pressure and still synergizes with CLG's roaming playstyle, with their want of getting move speed on a lot of champions, being able to shove lanes quickly, and most likely just to win lane for Link against Shifter.
That's going to be the goal for this one, and of course if you can roam around and make plays, then that's going to be all that Link wants to go for here. Coast going to make some new picks up though. Ezreal grabbed, interesting. Not one I see off for Wiz Fusion, but also the jungle Xin Zhao. It is 4.5.
Yeah, the Ezreal is to generally have a better counter to Jax's Leaf Strike, being able to very quickly get out of the way. And the Xin Zhao is just the new patch.
Yep.
He has been excessively helped by the Pharaoh Flare because he was always good early game with Wriggles, but now he has a much better transition into the mid and late game if he can eventually transform that Wriggles into a Pharaoh Flare. We'll have to see if Nintendo can use that. It does fit his style because it's a heavy ganker, and when he is at his best, he is getting Zion and Shifter farmed up. However, it is somewhat unsafe early game ward-wise, which is actually something that Coast has to do a lot of against CLG's map rotations.
That's true, yeah, is how well can you show up to these fights in time. They're not great defensive champions. It's like if you know, CLG sets up and starts the siege, bad things.
That's it.
CLG Nocturne.
It's a support Lulu, because Aphromoo has always played support Lulu, and they're going with the mid lane Soraka. That is some clever stuff there for CLG.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot more sense. Thankfully, at least for the Coast lineup, it wasn't like they baited the pick. The LeBlanc was picked blind anyway, but Carnology Gaming making sure they know about this bottom lane setup and say, yep, we're happy with all of this. So now the pick is the Coast top laner, unless it's like top Xin Zhao, which I doubt. Say, okay, what are you going to fight Jax with? You waited the entire champ select to make your choice. Yeah. What's it going to be?
And the interesting thing about this that I like so much is these guys have had 2 weeks to prepare for this playoff matchup. And they've had 2 weeks to play on this patch, which changed a lot. We're going to see way more heals, obviously. Right now, CLG is slated to have 3 of them on their lineup, actually, plus the Soraka. A totally different team comp coming out from them. We get to see Zion on Rise. He played that once, I believe, and did not do well on it during Super Week. But really, this CLG lineup is something completely different.
Yeah, it's actually a little bit akin, I mean, not entirely, right? Because you're not seeing like a top lane AP champion, but it's like a little bit akin to what Fnatic was running in their successful run, where you've got a lot of defensive,
heals and shields.
Right? A very kitey AD carry, an opportunistic jungler there, and then in this case, it's a very split-pushing top laner, so it's actually a little bit more of a Korean style, where Jax is on his own. It's the comps that SKT was running.
They have much more dive potential, CLG as a team, with that team composition. It's all about them being strong in the laning phase and whether or not Dexter can get ahead on Nocturne and just finish off fights during split push.
Yeah, so see if they can do that, though. As the teams load into the Rift, let's check out who you're predicting to win. With 86% of the vote, you're tipping this in Counter Logic Gaming's favor.
Yeah, they have dominated Coast statistically throughout the year. It is a huge favorite here for CLG. People expect them to go deep within the playoffs, so 86%.
We'll see if they can do it now today. We're also adding a new feature. During the game, we'll be checking with you on Twitter to see who you think will win each game.
Tweet your game predictions using the hashtag CLGWin or the hashtag CSTWin for Coast to @LOL Esports. And we will be checking in throughout the day to see how you're voting.
Right now, it's 86-14. Both those numbers can shift.
That was the pre-vote.
Yes.
Now comes the Twitter vote.
Yep. We'll see where that moves on over time. And, you know, if Shifter starts 10-0, you might see that shift way over to the red side. Yeah, move over left. This is, I know, right for everyone else.
It's going to be tough for him to assassinate the heal Soraka.
That's true. Well, yeah, so outside of Summoner Heal, though, for the what it's worth, outside of Summoner Heal, Soraka, or I should say LeBlanc, has a total of 3 seconds of silence. So if you can make it, happen, you only have to get through the Summoner Heal, and you've got a Knight to help kind of mitigate that. There's a chance, as difficult as it is, there's a chance you can just, like, you know, burst that guy out. But Link, I want to point out, heavy defense tree, already has Runic Blessing. Guy is making sure that he is durable at the start of this game.
The 50 health shield upon spawn.
Yeah, that is standard for mid Raka is 21 defense.
Because so early on in the game, what a lot of Sorakas like to do, high in particular, actually, we'll get back to that later because these guys are potentially collision coursing with each other. Thresh would have a chance of hooking Nian if he walks in just right. But they don't have the angle. Nian would be able to see them if they come out of that brush early.
Yeah.
And Link is actually playing defensive, so...
And I like where he's standing as well.
Run away.
He's not in hook range without being able to see the Thresh. Like, there's no over-the-wall hooks that are possible. And Nian's the only guy in this brush because he'll learn Counter-Strike and not die instead of the counter-attack. So CLG are playing this counter-invade properly. The rest of CLG would be ready to collapse. Coast also sent an early ward down in the river brush by Dragon to watch for blue buff invades, but they're just defending the blue buff, basically.
Actually, a proper ping on where CLG thinks there might be a ward. It's interesting how Coast would have the edge of catching because of the Thresh death sentence, but if it was a 5v5 fight, Link Soraka would win if they were grouped up. Mystic shot falls wide, but this would be a 5v4.
Wiz Fusion goes in first, takes a bunch of damage, flashes out, Nintendo flashing away as well, and Yen does not land the stun. The Coast forced to run away. I don't know why Ez went in first. Now Shifter forced to run. Will he learn? Yep. Dashes away. Nintendo should be fairly safe, but CLG now owns this jungle.
Very interesting. CLG manages to push Coast back 4v5 just because they got the jump on them. And because Zion Spartans already went back to base, this is a successful blue invade that will delay Nintendo X's early jungle.
Well, we're going to see what Coast can do off the back of this one, because right now it looks like the lane's going to be 2-on-2. Teleports go to the top lane. Quick recall from Nian will keep him safe, but Nintendo might just be stuck with only one buff here, and even Link.
Yep.
Just going to get the timer. Okay.
He's making sure to get eyes on Nintendo Dex so they can make sure to secure Dexter's blue buff. In fact, Nintendo is so low off of that one, and because he was warded, he is even more scared right now, which will do great things for CLG's ability to get past the early game Xin Zhao power.
And yep, so Counter Logic Gaming already starting out nicely. Dexter going to grab the second blue buff there. So Nintendo won't get one whatsoever on this first rotation. He's going to grab the red and some lesser buffs. Wiz Fusion already pushed around as well. You can see Spell Thief's Edge Aphromoo poking as best he can, doing a good job of that.
One really interesting byproduct of the Lulu nerfs that ended up happening is it didn't hit support Lulu nearly as much as it did mid Lulu, only because one of the main harassment tools for mid Lulu was putting the hell picks on someone and then glitter lancing twice. That is no longer possible because of the duration of hell picks being on someone. But the support Lulu almost never did that because you did not have the mana regeneration to pull that off. So Aphromoo can still play support Lulu most like he used to and have the same success.
I do want to see, though, with those changes, what ability order he goes for, because I've seen actually a lot of guys, especially a couple of the EU Challenger guys who are playing support Lulu, would actually max help pick second, whether for the shield or just the easy burst to land, but rank 1 of that's actually an unaffected ability anyway.
Look at that, Dexter level 4 at 3 minutes and 40 seconds because he's gotten 3 large buffs, whereas Nintendo is off having to do battle with the white, still level 2. Gonna hit level 3 off that though.
Yeah,
so a full level behind.
Exactly, a full level behind. The Coast Jungler right here, down in CS, down in XP. We'll see what else he can do with this one. Xin Zhao, a great ganker if he can get his way in, especially with Lanterns. Like, I want to see how safe Doublelift and Aphromoo have to play to make sure they don't succumb to ganks like this.
Well, the nice thing about the Lucian pick against the Xin Zhao is when he dashes away, he can cleanse the slow. And it becomes immensely difficult for Nintendo to have any type of sticking power against Doublelift.
Oh, that hook's going to hit a minion. Doesn't mean too much for that one, but does that count as a hit? It did hit something and, you know, pull in.
Something.
The cooldown went down when you did it. So we take a look at the lanes real quick, because obviously the jungler, Dexter, is doing much better than Nintendo. Actually, the AD carries as well. Doublelift far ahead of his fusion. But Zion Spartan's doing well in lane, and so is Shifter. So the gold actually fairly close together.
Yeah. Right now, it's going to be Dexter trying to hit level 6 and take an edge. Nien running himself out of mana, so it's a bit of a farm lane here. He was late to lane, which gives Zion Spartan a bit of an edge. And Rise really beats on melee champions, levels 1 through 5 most of the time, so he's at his strong point at this moment. Nien's got to be a little bit careful.
Not much mana is needed, forced to flash away. The Q's almost quite going to land, and Tendude, his flash was down in level 1 and can't get the first blood. If
Nintendo had his flash without that level 1, that would have been a kill on Nien. So big early game plays from CLG, saving Nien in that top lane from that gank.
And Aphromoo is able to like 1v2 in this lane, basically. It's basically Daydreamin misses a hook, and then Aphromoo says, okay, go, I can fight you, you can't turn it around, and goes in and zones the carry back. 15 minion kill lead here. There's some still left under the turret, but this is a gigantic lead, and still the poke coming through Aphromoo, completely safe back here.
This is incredibly beneficial for CLG for a number of reasons. There was a lot of talk amongst the pro teams about whether or not Feral Flare and the Feral Flare junglers are viable in pro play, because it's so difficult for junglers to actually get the large camps in a speedy enough manner for it to make an impact. Often because you see so many lane swaps lately, and 2v1s and 3v1s where junglers are trapped in lanes and not able to farm big camps. But in this game, CLG successfully forced a 2v2. Dexter has been farming up a storm, and his lanes are doing well enough that he hasn't even had to think about ganking. He has just been farming non-stop. This is the perfect situation for Nocturne to be in, where he can farm up, get Feral Flare stacks, and then just show up somewhere at level 6 with his ultimate. He's going to be level 6 most likely after double golems and be able to make plays. This is perfect for Dexter and CLG.
Well, we'll see which lane he chooses to salvage right now. Actually, top lane is holding completely equal. Nien burned his TP to get back into lane. Zion Spartan with Tear, though, doing some major damage. Nien actually forced out rather quickly, chugging potions to keep himself alive, but Zion with heavy ward control. I guess you can kind of only Nocturnal lane gank to turn this lane around.
Yeah, I wonder if they're just going to leave Nien be and hope that Zion Spartan doesn't become too much of a problem, because that lane is unfarmable for Nien right now. If he gets too far forward, he would get flashed down for Zion. Dexter didn't quite hit level 6. He's trying to get it in lane, actually. He's going to end up going back and recalling.
So keep in mind also, the teleport is up for Zion, so if Dexter does force something, if it's not a completely one-sided fight, Zion could also turn that one around. You actually might not see Dexter wanting to show up unless they think like Link's Wish will be enough or something. I do want to know what actually the choice ends up being. I know Nocturne's a faster clearer than Xin Zhao, so he'll get more Feral Flare stack, so that's an important resource for CLG. I want to see what their actual advantage comes to. One
actual advantage is that CLG's bottom lane is outclassing Coast right now.
Yeah.
Thresh Ezreal is actually a very strong laning combo, but Aphromoo and Doublelift are just obliterating them right now.
Oh, wow.
Just picked up first blood 2v2.
Yeah, that was an overextension right there. Daydreamin goes down. The summoner heals were still up, actually. Coast didn't even anticipate the damage that came through. CLG, gigantic lead down here.
Yeah, big misplays coming out from Coast there. And Doublelift also delays
not quite
nothing. He gets a lot of minions, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Half of them. Missed a bit of the culling, but it's all right. Doing well. Quick lane shove here. CLG With the shove in mid, are they rotating Dragon, or where are they headed?
They're right now just sharing a lot of experience and making sure they have Dragon control. They actually missed that sweep, which I wonder if that's going to cost Link his life. Shifter's thinking about it. He had to run out. Yep.
Okay, well, it looks like the collapse from Coast is in time. CLG, the mid shove, got them to the Dragon Pit, but looks like there's not going to be anything capitalized off that. Link is going to get a bit of a late recall. Shifter's going to re-hold the mid lane there. 61 to 65 in minions. Slight lead for Coast, but I mean, overall, though, you got to say CLG definitely winning the map.
CLG's in complete control. Coast's strength, or what they have traditionally relied upon against the top-tier teams, is trying to rely on their solo laners and just win laning, because they admit that they are strategically weaker than the top teams, especially CLG. CLG is playing 2v2, 1v1, and 1v1 lanes across the map and winning by 1,000 gold.
Yeah, absolutely impressive play, especially, I got to say, Aframu showing up massive. First blood goes to him. He's got the Sight Stone. He's got his Frost Fang as well. So more annoyance from Lulu will be coming out very shortly. 3 points on Death Sentence for Daydreamers. 3 points in Glitter Lance for the Lulu. Zion going to get hit up right here. Very little mana on him. Nian's going to have a great trade, but he's got minions to deal with.
Yeah, Zion's going to be going back anyway. He's actually... That was actually a fairly big misplay by Nian up there, because with jumping on Zion Spartan, he allowed the wave to hit his turret so he can no longer freeze it. And he's going to lose out on denying a lot of CS to Zion Spartan, but that's the one lane going well. 2 lanes actually going well for Coast overall is their solos, but it's just the bottom lane of the jungler getting out of control.
And we'll see if Double Lift and Afro can put this game on their back. They said they'd do it at the beginning of the year. Said, you know, now that supports get more gold, we can make more plays.
Yeah.
We can single-handedly carry the team, or I guess two-handedly carry the team. That would make more sense. And right now, yeah, they're the entire reason for CLG winning right here. Zion Spartan, 10 minion lead, still actually walking to the lane. He's kept his teleport available the last 2 times he's recalled. So he's really waited to turn something around if a dive does happen.
He hasn't been heavily pressured in that lane. It's gotten off a lot of farm, which is why Dexter's waiting in the wings. Level 8, same level as Zion. And Zion is still rather squishy. If Nian could get a stun, they could chain something. But that wave is going to push too far. This is not an extremely gankable lane. Dexter would require a lot of patience to get a kill here.
He's going to slink into brush number 2. Can't quite reach the 3rd one. Look at that pesky melee minion.
He would actually have to wait for Zion Spartan to push this wave out, with which he has no motivation to, unless Nian was actually very low. If Dexter wants his kill, I feel like he's going to have to wait a really long time.
Can they just force it under the turret with their CC? It's unlikely, but they're going to try. There's the ulti pops in. The stun comes by as well. Zion flashes, gets away from the fear. Can he get the AoEs down to keep himself alive? Taking even more pain. Wish comes through. Dexter's going to make it enough. Nian takes turret shots. Counter logic gaming. Get the turret dive to top lane.
They did a couple things actually really well with that dive, is they had Nian tanking the turret with the armor and magic resist of his Jax ultimate, and they had the Soraka ult come in to heal them extra. So a big force of a dive there. But they do make it work out. Props to CLG for a good tactical maneuver.
And Coast don't get the kill back on that one. The recalls come through in time. CLG fully safe. Excellent play by these team. And Link's just going to hold the mid lane, right? He got the wish, got the assist credit. And then he gets, you know, big push on the mid lane and get the minions back against Shifter.
That gank really just goes to show you how vulnerable Ryze is to ganks in the early game. I wonder if Dexter's going to continue to do that on his ultimate cooldown until Zion Spartan gets a little bit of armor, because those ganks will be free. The fact that they could do that on top of a turret with Zion's flash up and still get a successful kill shows how vulnerable he is.
Yeah, everything burned, didn't even matter. The flash is used by CLG, but of course well played. So now closer to 2,000 gold. Counter Logic Gaming wanting to win the best of 3, secure the LCS spot, move on to the semifinals. It's going to be all the things that CLG wants to do. They are one of the, I guess you could say, favorites for, you know, the #1 run.
If you're just trying to rank teams based off their mid and late season success, they're in the conversation for top team in North America. If they win this one, that match against TSM could be anyone's game. Yet not quite getting in range for the stun. Good ward by Zion Spartan.
Yeah, the Nocturne waiting around. Dexter's looking to make plays, but even if he's not getting too many ganks, he's still farming very successfully. Both junglers now have their wriggles. Actually, more damage added for Dexter going towards, I'm guessing, Cutlass actually on the Nocturne. So a very damage-heavy jungler pickup here. Dexter really embracing the Pharaoh Flare changes.
The build on Nocturne is Pharaoh Flare with Blade of the Ruin King. You just rip through everything. It also has incredible Baron threat once he completes those items. They could 2-man it with Nian and Dexter when they get those items.
Oh man, that's absolutely true. That's going to be a scary thing if that ever does happen. Coast would fall rather far behind if that came through. Right now, just a more passive game, and it's really the laning phase for a large portion of it. Nian finally getting his first real minion lead in the top lane. The kills, of course, helping that one. Once again, Dexter just showing up to wave clear mid, but it frees up some time for Link to get the recalls without losing much to his turret. But the big story as well is just the fact that Doublelift and Afromu are winning so heavily in this bottom lane. A bunch more gold from the GP10 that Afro picked up. The 30 minion lead as well for the AD carries. It's honestly just like CLG, like they can play the laning phase and they'll grow a lead that way.
Doublelift is 800 gold above Wiz Fusion, and Afromu is also 750 gold above Daydreamin. You add those guys two together, that's a 1,500 gold lead accrued over only 13.5 minutes by the CLG bottom lane.
Yeah, that's
without jungler intervention.
Yeah. 3/4 of the CLG gold lead is just that bottom lane right there. That is like the reason that Counterlogic Gaming is winning right now. Even the first blood and everything else, right? All that adds up here. So, Dexter taking away more of the camps. 72 minions on him. Playing a very farm-heavy style, Afro.
This is actually quite dangerous by CLG. We'll see if they can pull it off. Yen has no teleport, whereas Zion Spartan does. It could be a forced 5v5 by Coast, but CLG is daring them to come.
And dude slinking around, puts the ward down. CLG does have to back off. Cutlass first, Ezreal actually with Fusion. Going for a pretty self-sufficient build here in the back line.
He does that frequently.
Yeah.
With Fusion will rush Blade of the Ruined King more so than anyone else. It's because he really loves self-peel and just staying alive in fights because they rely so heavily on their solo laners.
It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, you don't have a real tank line like you do with a lot of other conventional teams. You bring in carry top laners, carry mid laners, they're going to go get kills on their own. And you have to play by yourself. We'll see how well Wiz Fusion can stay alive. He hasn't died here, but he's been pushed under the turret so much he's not getting many minions. Still trying to gain some levels. Level 8 and 8 versus 9 and 8. So gold and XP lead for the CLG bottom lane. No big surprise though because they're winning. But it's a very patient game. Dexter going to look for his next gank. His ulti is back up. I don't know, Coast very rarely are past the river though. They're difficult kills to grab and you've got heals and flashes available.
It's important to note that we're only 50 minutes in and the Pharaoh Flare has been transformed for Dexter. Whereas Nintendo is on 18 of the 25 stacks, but this pink ward could turn into a fight.
And he gets the lantern though, gets himself out, but there might still be an engage. Dexter on the front lines. Glitter Lamps does not quite land. He's still chasing though.
Teleport
comes in. The end. The box comes down. Daydreamin gonna get stunned up though. Does he have anywhere to go? He does not. Down goes the Coast support. CLG 3-0 in kills and control over Dragon.
The very deep pink ward comes in clutch for CLG. Zion Spartan does not match that teleport because Coast was on the retreat. Means a kill and a dragon, plus they still hold the mid lane.
Big damage comes through. Shifter finds the kill, and Afromu even wish is not enough. Blue team takes down Dragon, though. That's going to be secured by Dexter. Intending forced to run, he'll survive, but a counter kill for Coast.
Yeah, they do get one back onto their most important player as well. Shifter with the DFG burst surprises CLG with that damage. Overall, though, still big advantage gained by CLG.
Yeah, 3,500 gold there. That number keeps going up. Watch that kill again real quick.
Yeah, it was pretty much just Afromu getting hit by the chains and the full combo from Shifter. Link's ultimate, I think, came in after he was dead. It was just an unexpected amount of damage.
And one thing they did do is they forced Link to heal himself and immediately switched targets to burst down. I think the wish came through in time. I want to say it did. I know the particle kind of...
Yeah, it was the
either way,
combo from LeBlanc onto a support with little to no magic resist. But this is Zion Spartan being a little vulnerable. 3-man gank, look out.
This does not look good for Rise. The 1v3 comes in. He's going to get feared up under the turret as well. Nowhere else to go. The heal helps keep Nian alive, and that's going to be pressure on the top turret.
I wonder if CLG overcommitted that. They actually set 4 up, and that leaves them vulnerable to some counter pushing by Coast. How well can they use their teamwork to get some of these turrets down?
Okay, so far 1 turret for 0. We're going to see how these numbers shape up. Coast pushing the mid lane rather fast, making it a 1-for-1. Also, Wiz Fusion is pushing on the bottom side, but even still, it's going to be a second-tier turret in the top lane that CLG are almost definitely going to get, which still is a positive trade for CLG.
But also does mean that Shifter will be slightly unlocked to roam. Not the most ideal trade, but CLG will take it if they can get something back in the mid lane. The mid lane is fairly low. Shifter's far too threatening.
Yeah. One-shots caster minions. Sends a message that, hey, that could be your champion. Be careful about that one. Level 12 right now on LeBlanc has Sork shoes as well. The build we typically see from DFG first LeBlanc is Void Staff next. Yep. We'll see if that is his choice.
It's generally for more magic penetration because DFG is just accentuating all the base damages early on.
And I want to see how the builds progress. So Nian grabbed early Merc Treads to survive both Ryze and even LeBlanc.
There's a lot of Merc Treads on there too.
Yeah, Dexter's still squishy though. Like Dexter has no MR or no bonus health in his kit. But Zion Spartan gonna face check into a Jax. Slowed down, spells coming through. He should be taking some more damage actually.
No
Nian
turret
really
there.
wants this. You're right, there is no turret. Nian might get the 1v1 kill. Zion gets a lantern just in time. Daydreamin saves him.
Still a good hide and go seek by Nian. I wonder if it's gonna cost him. He popped his ultimate throughout that. Gonna wish he had it right about now.
DFG comes out, the wish comes through. There's the ignite, maybe later than you would have wished though. Nocturne ult comes through for the mid lane now. Nintendo locked up, pops the ulti. Link getting the damage through. Hex comes in, they get the lantern. The heals come through, keeps him alive. Top lane kill doesn't fall through either.
Nian also, yep, as you say, managed to escape, but COG with the ultimates and the commitment by Coast get another turret.
Looks like it's going to be even more damage. Daydreamin forced back. Zion Spartan doing his best to defend. That tier 2 will survive, but we're at now 5,500 gold, 19 minutes in. The number is continually growing. CLG keep finding those rotational advantages, the pushes, the better fights, and they're growing leads.
Smites that away as well. Dexter getting more and more farmed. 100 CS on Nocturne.
201.
Yep, Feral Flare as well is at 8 stacks already. So his life on hit is what we actually need to keep track of. Nocturne turns into a bit of a life-stealing monster if he gets a very stacked Feral Flare. Even though it does do some nice magic damage, it's really the life steal and the life on hit that makes these builds so potent.
So right now he's at 18. It's 10 plus number of stacks. That'll keep growing, of course, 1 per stack. So far, still no Feral Flare for Nintendo. Almost 20 minutes in. Sinjao is a bit of a slow stacker, but
it's not about the flare for Xin. Like it
Sure.
is nice for him to have it later in the game, but it's about the early game ganking and the early game pressure, and that's actually not where Nintendo's been able to come through.
And only 1 kill for his team. He has been part of his only team's kill, to be fair, but that was the one mid lane
100%
dive.
kill participation.
True, yeah. I mean, Shifter and Nintendo are doing their job. They got that 1 kill on the after move, but unfortunately, no other plays have yet been made. The flash that was burned at level 1, I think, is just kind of heartbreaking because that was a successful gank attempt. They got Nian's flash, but Nintendo couldn't follow up.
Something that's a little bit interesting here about Link's build is he's really disrespecting the physical damage on Coast by building that Negatron Cloak with Mercury Treads and an Athene's Unholy Grail. He's just completely against the double AP, and he knows since Wiz Fusion built Blade of the Ruined King first, he's not going to be a damaging threat. And Soraka is completely fine just stacking magic resistance and making sure he can't get assassinated by Shifter's LeBlanc.
That's a good choice there. He's going to rely on Nian for the damage, and Dexter. I mean, you got a Feral Flare, Blade of the Ruined King, Berserkers, Greaves, Jungler now. Like, you don't need more damage threats at that point. Just go be durable, go give your team some help with this one. I would expect Aegis at some point to come through because you're facing Fed double AP. Like, this feels like the right choice at this point. Coast still on the wave for you. You're seeing LeBlanc getting most of those minions under the turret. 197 minions to 163 of Wiz Fusion. It's definitely where the damage is coming in right now.
CLG's just very controlled right now in the way they're pulling this off. Shifter has not been able to roam around. CLG has done a very good job of taking out Coast Pink wards when they're there. You can see Coast is desperately trying to get vision control back. That's why they have 3 sweepers despite being pushed back, because without roam, they cannot succeed. But here's the dive, 5v3.
Gonna do what they can. You got a little while till the next 2 people come in. Daydreamin goes down. Dexter claims that kill, gets healed up in the process. Turret will fall as well. Coast cannot stop that onslaught of damage.
Nice dash away by Doublelift as well to prevent the assassination. Coast might try and find something extra off the back of this, but they're already down to support. And the Dragon is up. CLG is going to try and force this one. They kill it so fast.
And it's going to be theirs without any contest, it looks like. It's going to be even more gold going this way. 7,000-ish gold. 7,000 gold. I mean, CLG completely in control. 2 of 2 Dragons. They're not giving away anything.
Yeah, and this was just because they saw the Rise was not near and they knew how well they could dive. Jax and Nocturne lead the way, and everyone else just kind of piles on. Because they have so many shields and heals, they are not afraid of that turret, and expect more of that from CLG. Nian and Dexter will be able to get those turret dives down soon. And there's the Aegis actually onto Link.
Yeah. So that was his choice of Negatron Ruby Crystal.
It
wasn't even Spectre Scowl.
He's going much more supportive on that mid lane Soraka. Very interesting choice. Normally you see the mid lane Sorakas go with the Rylai's. right after their Athene's Unholy Grail. But just because they're against double AP, and because they're such a teamwork-oriented team, it doesn't really matter who builds the ore items, because the gold is equally shared amongst 4 of them at this point, with so much of the gold going to Dexter.
Massive jungle threat. I love. Yeah,
I've
it's
wanted
completely
mid
different
laners
style.
to do this for a very long time, or even top laners to just build team fight oriented items when the game becomes about team fighting and not about laning.
I think the case right here, CLG making that adaptation very successfully. First team I've seen really do that on the world stage here.
Yeah.
The professional stage. Coast forced to back away. The CLG onslaught, the 5 members together, there's no way Coast can stand up to that. Their damages hasn't really come through. Void Staff might help Shifter a bit. He can maybe pierce through some of that MR. But he's the only guy I feel like can make a gigantic impact right now in fights. You've got so long to go till Wiz Fusion gets any items.
And with all the heals that are on 3 members of CLG, just the summoner spells, and the magic resist aura from the Aegis that's on Link, Shifter can't kill anyone. And unless Coast could somehow do a high amount of sustained damage, like Ryze getting through several rotations of spells, CLG is untouchable in these team fights. They have built just right to maximize their gold advantage. And they're going to be looking to force some pretty big things very soon.
Well, right now, that looks like the force is going to be around Baron so far. Actually, Nian fairly low on health. He and Dexter are 2-manning it.
This is a little bit risky. They are very low, and he jumps in with little health and no backup.
Wow, double the one-shot Shifter. Without that, it's going to be enough. CLG pick up 2 kills right here. Afro still making the plays, but goes down to Baron. He can't get help from his team just yet. Nian finally shows up. Dexter around the wall as well. Half HP. Wiz Fusion can't possibly dual Link here. This should be Baron.
They're trying to teleport in with Ryze. This could still be a contest by Coast. I wonder how much damage Ryze is going to do when he hops in. Link gets jumped on as well. Baron is aborted.
2-man stun, gigantic engage as well intended. Very, very low. Hexdrinker pops, but Link will almost pick up the kill. Yeah, the Q from Doublelift does it. Zion Spartan now the only member alive. Daydreamin actually respawns, making it a 2v4 sort of. Doublelift still in the chase. CLG just find kills.
Yeah, that kill in the mid lane on Shifter was surprising. Doublelift with the magic resist does find the solo, and they're just back onto Baron. The life on hit and life steal of CLG's Nocturne right there gets in the Baron. Even more control. Great aggressive play making by CLG.
Link is smiling there in the bottom corner. He knows they're doing great.
Yeah, this was a little bit crazy when the Ryze came in around the back, and it looked like it could be dangerous from CLG. But because Dexter was mainly the one tanking the Baron, he is able to stay healthy once Ryze comes in. And he still has his flash to go over the wall. At that point, Coast just has to abort. Wiz Fusion is very weak. Nice, he has his flash up and just pops him down. So CLG just stronger in every way.
Absolutely.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Lock of the Iron Solari completed. Even more shields come in for CLG now. Dexter builds a Negatron cloak as well, so he's tanky as well as having a lot of life on hit.
Yeah. And they run such a completely different style of team. Like, just, you know, they put the lineup together. It's a carry jungle Nocturne who's just now started his first defensive items of a Warden's Mail and Negatron Cloak after he finished 2 fully offensive items and Berserker's Greaves. Nian's actually going for a carry-focused top laner. Had a tough laning phase against Ryze. Yeah. I think it's just a rough matchup in general. It's my sort of blind guess, having just like
Nian
observed
has
the matchup.
also always excelled in team fights.
Yeah.
He's very good at moving with the rest of the CLG team.
And it's working. 1-0-5. Right, bad start to the lane, still succeeded very successfully. Nian in this chase against Wiz Fusion. Not going to chase that one down, gets a Lantern just in case. Mid lane inhibitor turret, though, goes down. 9-1 in kills, 12,000 gold lead. CLG still pushing forward.
Yeah, and there's almost no way of Coast to get them out of this one. I wonder how many inhibitors CLG is going to take during the duration of this Baron buff. They still have a fair amount of time left on it. CLG is looking so good, Freak.
They absolutely are. They're playing this, I think, pretty much perfectly. I love their builds. I love the fact that they changed their kind of composition around to how the game is. They want to play it. There goes the middle inhibitor 27 minutes in.
Now they'll rotate down to the bottom lane, get that wave pushed up as well, and maybe take another. Coast is afraid to engage. They don't have the hard initiation.
Yeah.
If they do walk into the team fight, Soraka's Star Call will shred them out. Plus, it's an easy kill for whoever Nian and Dexter jump on as long as they go as dive bites.
And last time they were in a fight like this, there comes the dive actually. Dexter going in, there's a jump away from Wiz Fusion, will keep himself alive, but down goes Nintendo X. CLG now inside the base once more. Bottom inhibitor turret goes down. This could very well be the game. Nian just taking a bit of damage, doesn't even care.
Yeah, they really only killed one because the rest of Coast had to back away. They're probably going to just rotate and take inhibitor number 3. There's no reason for them not to right now. The only question remains is, if they decide to wait for the minions.
Looks like CLG is going to be impatient with this one. Baron buff still for about a minute 20 actually. To back off a little bit, Dexter takes one more parting shot.
The minions.
Yeah, they ping back in the wave. I'll grab that before too long. Neon's full health anyway. They have Baron buff and they've got a Soraka. Not a problem.
Afro trying to take some farm. Get it! Right,
Yeah. 18 CS. He's winning his matchup.
Yeah. Gold-wise across the board, they're all sitting on a fair chunk. Everyone on COG over 1,000. So unspent gold is high, but with the Baron buff, the level advantages, and 2 super minion waves soon to push into the base. Sitting pretty. This is an insurmountable lead at this point.
Pretty much, yeah. It's going to be the game closing out. 29 minutes in now. Top inhibitor. Soon to be the target. Super Minion's going to be flooding into the base very shortly. Mid and bot both dead. They're about half a wave away from making it in. Shifter might have to defend bottom lane, but here comes the next wave up at the top. Neon leads the charge, puts the stun up, goes for the engage, finds 3 with it. The knockout from Lulu as well. Big engage. Daydreaming's going to go down once again. Nintendo in the front line's also going to fall. They do find Dexter for this one, but still, a 2-for-1 is enough for CLG to keep pushing in. Doublelift forces the backline away by himself, and the third and final inhibitor will go down.
Well, they did land a nice combo onto Dexter, but they're not strong enough to push off these minions. Freak 12 kills to 2, 30 minutes in, the dive continues.
Another engage. Zion Spartan forced to run away one more time. Nexus turret number 1 will fall. Neon actually forced back, taking a lot of punishment. Little Lance as well. CLG trying to keep their health bars up. Gonna be the engage here. Shifter can't quite find enough. Neon survives one more time. And now the Nexus under fire. Coast, the respawns are so frequent this early in the game. Another engage. Neon doesn't land the stun. Actually goes down, but that's gonna be the Nexus 30-minute win. CLG taking game 1.
CLG is going to try and make quick work of this series here. Such a nice performance there.
Yeah.
12 kills to 3. They bring out something new. Link goes 0-0-10 on mid lane. Locket of the Iron, Solari, Soraka. They were able to withstand Shifter's LeBlanc pick because that was really the big threat from there. And now, Freak, you have to look towards game 2. What does Coast do? They had their Jacks taken away from them. Yes, they get blue side, so they have first pick. They get a little bit of wiggle room right there. But this is a dire circumstance because that wasn't close.
It wasn't, and I really think it just snowballed 90% from that bottom lane. Because the other lanes were holding equal or winning in CS. Now, to be fair, Dexter had a great gank and made Neon win the lane. Like, that was awesome. That was a force by CLG that worked very successfully. It was good by them. But, like,